I think that the there's a lot of excitement, and there should be because it's a vast new field with many things that we're learning about. Um, it's a really
Might be completely contextually determined, and maybe even other factors. I mean, there could be,
right. Um,
I don't. Some people might not be understanding like the weight of these arguments. I mean, these are actually, but yeah, I mean that's a,
Are you confused? Well, I'm here to help clear things up for you. In this video response, from a video from Primal Edge, that bald guy, the health thing channel, he interviewed Amber O'Hearn. Now, if you've never heard of her before, well, you're in good company. I've never heard of her before either. Her profession is data scientist. I was kind of shocked when I heard that. You'll see why when you see the data in this video. I'd like to know more about that description, job title, background in math. So her job title suggests that she's good with data, but listen to what she's not good at.
I was not very good at cooking meat. You know, I grew up in a vegetarian household.
Being raised vegetarian, which she was a vegetarian for a number of years, the whole family even, which goes to show you the truth about that. You can't just raise kids vegetarian and help the world that way. It rarely works. And it's better to not have kids, take all that money that you've saved, donate it to vegan causes, vegan activists, like here on YouTube. We're kind of starving for cash at the moment.
after 9 years of eating a carnivorous diet, what do you feel about plants now? What do you?
Well, I kind of, you know, you ever walk by Play-Doh or plastic toys?
Yeah, all
It's a
day.
little bit like that. I just don't see them as food.
I see it really similarly. I see plants. I have no intention to really eat them. They don't make me hungry. They don't look like food to me.
Okay, this part was irritating, especially irritating to me because I have said the opposite of this. Many vegans have said this. Vegans will say that after a while of being out of the meat matrix, you see meat for what it is. It's not food. It's muscle. And I think they've done the Trump twist, where Republicans take what normal people, liberals, say and flip it around and use it right back on them. And it's evil. They're evil. Now with what they're saying about seeing plants not as food, well, they're using the word plants. Well, sure. Humans have a very specific diet, and it doesn't include most plants. You know, like a bush, we won't see that as food because it's not food for us. If you were put out into nature and had no dietary information, completely blank mind, you know, you'd have to find food, and how would you decide what was food? Well, first you would look with your eyes. You might see an animal, and the only thing you'd be thinking is to keep away from it, because it could hurt you. You don't see animals as food. And same with most plants. Bark? No, you wouldn't see it as food. Grass? You wouldn't see it as food. Then come in the other senses. You'd have to use your sense of smell. You know, animals will smell food before they eat it. And when someone tries some food they've never eaten, the first thing they do is smell it. Now, what's the one food, one thing in nature that smells good? Smells good. You can smell it now. And it also looks good to our color vision. This is what we would end up eating.
Just don't see them as food. But you know, I acknowledge that you can get nutrients and certain needs met by eating plants. Absolutely.
That's a scientist talking there. And a former vegetarian? Well, maybe never vegan. There's a big difference. There's a difference.
Have you ever seen anybody do microbiota testing before and after carnivorous style diet?
I have not.
Uh-huh.
But again, we've got to be careful of the assumptions. Actually, there is one person I heard from on Twitter who happened to mention that he gets these microbiome tests all the time, and he had his best diversity score after going zero carb, and that really surprised me.
That's right. She's honest here. What website is that? Is that website I might have heard called www.pubmed/twitter/ed.gov? Okay, let's start digging into exactly how does she eat? How crazy is she? And is she really dumb? All these questions will be answered in the next couple minutes.
I started branching out more into things like liver. I happen to love liver. It wasn't that I was worried about the nutrients, although you can certainly make a plausible argument about that. This year, my great leveling up is that I was able to get brains, pork and lamb brains, and found that I really like those as well. So that's something I eat from time to time.
I'm a weirdo too. I think with the last video I put out, no, maybe a couple videos ago, was just eating some brains. I'm a really big fan of brain. What type do you like better?
So far I've only had lamb and pork.
Okay.
And I'm not sure which I like better. They're both pretty good. They're so creamy.
I had veal really brain yesterday. Like,
wow.
Yeah, so they had slaughtered an animal and then she was pregnant.
All right, I think we can wrap things up here. These two are just crazy. But I have another clip here that shows just how ignorant she is about diet and health. Yet listen to how confident she sounds as she speaks.
If you have diabetes, carbohydrates are not going to serve you, and getting them out of your diet is the best thing to do.
The idea is to get rid of diabetes, which is not caused by sugar or carbohydrates alone. It's caused by mixing too much carbs with fat.
Carbohydrates are not going to serve you, and getting them out of your diet is the best thing to do, and it's not going to hurt you to do so. I had a really bad experience with eggs. I actually got salmonella a couple of weeks ago almost certainly from a sunny side up egg where the white wasn't fully cooked. And I've been eating eggs for like all my life. Even as a vegetarian, I ate eggs, and that's never happened to me. So this week was the first time I dared have eggs again.
Is this a legitimate concern with animal foods? Are you more likely to get harmful side effects and bacterial stuff from animals than you are from plant foods?
Well, from just a reporting statistics basis, it's almost equivalent. Plant sources of foodborne illness and animal sources of foodborne illness when you're eating them raw. So if you're going to pick on me for eating my ground beef out of the refrigerator, then don't go eat your spinach salad and in front of me. But
nothing, bitch. If my spinach gives me food poisoning, it's because it's been contaminated by sitting next to your beef. Things like E. coli and Listeria, all that stuff comes from animals, animal waste. That's why they tell you not to put raw vegetables on a surface that had raw meat on it. Here's another clip from the beginning of the video.
9 years ago, this all supposedly, allegedly started. How did you get into eating an all-meat diet?
First, I gotta say, that was pretty bold of him. So is he saying he even finds this hard to believe?
9 years ago. That must have been, what, 2009?
Yeah, it was a total accident, really.
And you might be asking, why does she do all this? Well, we're about to find out. I went back and looked at the beginning here and found this.
Over the time that I'd been on that ketogenic diet, I'd gone through pregnancies and I'd aged, and I had started to gain weight. In fact, I'd gained so much weight that I was nearly 200 pounds. And
okay, right there, she just debunked the keto diet a little bit. Getting fat on keto. Yeah, but now she's found the sweet spot. Yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it? Isn't it, Mr. Bald Guy? Anyway, I've got my doubts about this whole episode. She starts out as vegetarian, and something goes wrong there. Maybe because vegetarianism sucks, because it's not vegan. Then she goes keto, stays there for years while getting fat, and then decides, oh, I've got to make a change. Got to get rid of the vegetables.
I was just so frustrated. I heard about some people online who were doing what they called zero carb. For historical reasons, we still call it that sometimes, but I try to avoid that term because it's really not about the carbs. It's about plants versus animal food. But
that's right.
But anyway, I thought, well, they're a lot like me. They were having trouble on their ketogenic diet getting to the weight that they wanted, but when they cut out the plants, they lost the weight. And that's all it was about for me, was weight and vanity.
So she has done all of this for vanity, to be thin?